think it worked. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Okay, awesome. So today is the inaugural Twitch stream. I'm gonna put my phone down. Okay, so cheers to that. Get this going. Still, okay. All right. So thank you to Nathan for showing me how to set up my stream. I have like this overhead webcam, which is really cool, which I've never would have thought of to do. Look at that. I have this going, and I'm really excited to get this started. So, all right. So we're embroidering today, and I'm gonna try not to smack my lips as I'm drinking beer. Yeah. So hopefully my head isn't too much in the way. I didn't actually test that. If it's in the way, there's not. I think we're good. Okay. So a couple of things just to like get this started. So I used to make YouTube videos. I still make YouTube videos. I just haven't made any YouTube videos in a while. And I'm hoping that these will kind of take that place, like by maybe recording the streams. I can put them on YouTube and have that as like an archive or something to just put some sort of content on there. I no longer am, I don't remember what the term is, like partnered or affiliated. I don't know. I lost my like YouTube partnership years ago. I think it was like right after that Logan Paul. This is a long time ago. It was right after that Logan Paul, or Paul, one of the Pauls, Suicide Force thing, where they like super tightened restrictions on like what sort of content can be monetized. And so they were making sure that anyone who was like monetizing their content had like a certain number of like followers and viewers. I don't know. And like you have to have a certain number of viewers. You have to have a certain number of views like per like a certain time period. And I was not hitting this like time period that was standard. So I lost my partnership with YouTube. So I kind of was disheartened. It's not like I ever made money on YouTube anyway, but I was like disheartened, disenchanted with YouTube. So I kind of just like stopped making videos on there because I was no longer able to monetize. So also like I think I started grad school and I think that might have been why I stopped making YouTube videos, but I hope to do it again. I just haven't been making it a priority because I was not able to monetize. So maybe one day. But for now, I'm hoping that these like streams can just add some content on there. Second thing is why I'm streaming. So I got a job over the summer. I got a summer job. I applied for it, I actually didn't apply for it. I was offered this job and I interviewed for it and I was going to start working as a teacher at Color Wheel Studios and granted, I live in Athens, so this is like an hour-ish drive. So it's not something I was ever looking for. But the owner, Kathy, reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to like be a part of her summer camp, and I said, of course. I thought that would be super fun. I was kind of looking for a summer job. So I didn't take any summer classes. I didn't sign up for any summer classes. I didn't look for any other summer jobs. And then COVID happened. And well, we all know what happened there. So they weren't doing in-studio classes anymore at Color Wheel. They were only doing like online classes. And I don't know. I was confused by it, but apparently I was supposed to start working there like next week. And then I got a phone call. Like we were gonna do like online classes like with the summer camp for 3 weeks, and then we were gonna go back to studio. And I was gonna work online, like going into studio to do the production of the classes online with the other teachers. And I got a phone call yesterday that I am not needed for the first 3 weeks. And it's indefinite if they'll need me for the following month. So I don't know if I'm going to have a summer job at all this summer. And I'm really disappointed that that was what I planned to do, so I didn't take summer classes. Yada yada. So, but it works out really well because I have my stream all set up. Thank you to Nathan. And yeah, I can actually have a schedule instead of just like doing it once and then not being able to do it again for like who knows how long. Oh, I think we have actually people here. Hello, who's here? I have no idea. I can't tell, but hello. I can't tell who's here. Whatever. Hello, if you're here. Thanks for joining me. I really don't know. I'm new to this. Oh. Okay, so anyway, I hear from through the grapevine that you can make money on Twitch. There's no way I can make money right now. I just started, like I'm not an affiliate, whatever. There's certain metrics that have to be hit on on Twitch that you need to be able to start making money on here. But again, it's just gonna be like pocket change, like a coffee or something like that. But just something. I mean, something's better than nothing. I'm thinking a little bit what in terms of like maybe someone wants to support my artwork, what I'm doing, my practice, but maybe they're not able to afford like an actual, or they don't want one, or they don't have room for it, or whatever, which is fine. But they like to support anyway, and so this might be an option to support the work without having to actually buy something like big. I don't know if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I think it does. So yeah, that's why we're here. And I don't know. I can see that there's people hanging out, but I can't see who it is. So I think there's a way to do it, but I don't know how to do it. I won't call you up. All right, so getting on with this. This is the fourth sofa. Cheers. This is the fourth sofa in my sofa series. And this is a sofa from Sophie Margot. She lives in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she was really nice to send me this photo of her sofa, complete with Nicolas Cage. Is that Nicolas Cage? Yes, I was getting it confused with Liam Neeson, but it's Nicolas Cage. And she was saying this was like the beginning of COVID, but I like asked people like for their sofa photos. I thought this was funny because in her photo that she sent, you could see like where the back of her couch is. There's like another room, like where the sofa is like separating those two spaces, and there's a table and chairs like behind it. And she was saying like I have a perfectly good table and chairs right behind my sofa, but I just like feel the need to work on it. So Sophie Margot, also an embroidery artist, and that's her Instagram handle is Sophie Margot Art. I've tagged her in a couple of these pictures so far that I posted on Instagram. So if you want to go check her out, you can do so. Yeah. She didn't tell me like any colors or anything that she wanted. She just sent me the picture and told me a little bit about it, and I kind of I don't know. I think with everyone, I sort of just decided what their aura was going to be like and just made colors like just chose colors based on like what I assumed about them. I don't know if that's fair or not, but everyone seems to like their pictures. Like everyone seemed to like enjoy the colors that I chose for them. The first one was what's her name? Oh shoot, Julie May. Julie May. Yeah, that was her name. That's her name. She is in Alberta, Canada, and I chose like purples and greens and blues for her. I have no idea why. And I like, posted the photo of the colors that I had chosen for her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I was totally thinking purple, but I didn't want to say it." So I don't know. It's just really, it's cool. I just assumed that from, I don't know what I assumed it from, and maybe I was just thinking that Sophie, this like her colors would be these like sunset colors because her profile like avatar, on Instagram is like pinkish and yellowy. So and orangey. I think that's why I've chosen these colors for her. So I've never used these colors, so I had to go buy these. Yeah. Yeah. Um, when I applied for the grant for this, I said that I was going to do 10. I don't think I'm going to do 10. This is a lot. I'm like, I don't know, halfway through the summer or something like that, and I've done 4. This would be my 4th one, and I'll finish this in like a week or 2. But it just takes a long time to like do all the planning. So like the photo, drawing it, choosing values here. I don't know. Choosing values, as you can see. I don't know if you can see actually. It's kind of anyway, so choosing values, and then I have to scan it in Photoshop, and separate it into fourths, like quadrants, and then I print each one out on a full page photo, so it becomes twice as big. I think is that how that works? I don't know what the percentage would be. And then I have to cut them out and line them back up, and then I have to transfer it with a transfer paper onto the canvas that I stretched. So to put it on into the hoop, and then I staple it. I don't know if you can see staples. Um, that is to keep it from like slipping because I had a problem with that at first. I was just like pulling it too tight. So I found that stapling it just like you would a normal canvas will keep it flat. Um, and transferring it, the image, like this image, this image, like twice as big. I don't know. I guess it's like twice as big. um, with transfer paper, which is like a graphite transfer paper. I don't have any right here. Oh, I do. Transfer paper. So this is like this side is darker. That's the graphite. So when you like here, it'll make. I just did that, and it was probably a mistake. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of that, but so that's how you can. If you have this underneath, if you lay it out flat and you have this underneath, then you can press down on all the lines that you want, and it will transfer when you pick up both the transfer paper and the actual image that you're transferring. It will leave the image behind, which is why I have these nice graphite lines that are really hard to erase. It's hard to keep it from like getting dirty. So like just pressing with like how you would draw or whatever, like how you would draw. Just like having your heel of your hand will like make it dirty. So it's really hard to keep it from dirty. Right. Yeah. anyway, it takes a long time to do all that. Not because it takes a long time, it just takes me a long time mentally to like get on board with it because it's just a process that I don't enjoy doing. The embroidery part, I enjoy. Transferring, not so fun. Stretching, not so fun. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. Um, and then the next thing that I do, so I know where I'm stitching and I don't have to continuously look at my reference photo all the time, is I use this pink chocolate, and then just based on like where that value is, I mark that value so I know the color and the value correlate, and then we use that value in these, so I don't have to continuously look at this, and it's like all on there, and I know that. Fascinating. Do we need music? Do we need music? I feel like that's a good way to like lose people by like forcing them to listen to your taste in music. That's just so subjective, you know. People can just be so adverse to certain types of music that it's almost like nails on a chalkboard for them, like listening to certain things. But do you have any music recommendations? I'm all ears, literally. Yeah, I don't know. Just gonna be doing this for a while, just hanging out. I've done literally like nothing in the 30 minutes that I've been on here. Like I've done this much, just this bit, the whole time that I've been on here. Guess I'm being too chatty. Yep. How about y'all? Let's see. Are you guys working? Are you working remotely? Did you get furloughed? Sucks. I hate that people got furloughed. Are you unaffected by these changes that were made? Like what happened? If you don't want to share, I don't blame you. In terms of my job, if you want to call it a job, I work as a teacher for the University of Georgia. I'm a TA, so a graduate teaching assistant. So I do teach. I am a lead teacher and the instructor of record. So when you go in to Athena, you can sign up for like my class. My name will be on there. And I did that for 2 semesters so far, fall and spring, and I'll be doing it fall and spring this year, my last year. But that's my job. So I did not do it over the summer. They did not ask me to do it over the summer. So I did not have it's at my assistantship. So it's like a salary thing. I don't know. And so everyone makes the same amount of money on the assistantship. So whether you're a graduate teaching assistant, whether you're a studio monitor, which I did in my first year, or whatever it is, whatever you're doing, like maybe you're handling the hazardous materials, like the oil paint stuff, like all the Gamsol and hazardous materials. Maybe that's your job, and you get the same amount of money. So everyone gets the same amount of money on their assistantship. And now I am teaching, which is great because I enjoy it, and also it gives me good experience, and I have a teaching portfolio when I end up applying for jobs. I can show like what my students have done. don't know where I was going with that. I think I was just saying that the assistantship is really at the whim of the school. So it's not like I could have really applied to work this summer. Like if they didn't have the space for me or if they just didn't want me to, whatever it was, like I did not get a summer assistantship. I know some people who did, but I only really know of like one person who did. So I know that grading is an option for like art history, but I don't know how you get those jobs because I asked for them both year, like both summers. I asked if there was assistantships in the summer, and like I never heard back. So I don't know. I don't know how you get those jobs, but it would have been nice to have a summer job like that. Would have been nice if I could work at Color Wheel. I don't know if I'm going to. I thought about the census, like working working for the census, like as a enumerator. It's like you go door to door and ask people like how many people live in their house and like what their education is and what their income is, things like this. Oh, thank you, little Debbie. 2 cups. Thank you. I'm glad to know that you're here. Um, enumerator, yeah. So you go around to people's houses and you ask them like how many people live there, like what their income is, like really personal questions. And you get paid by the government to do that. And then of course COVID happened, and so I think they are postponing the census. So if you got your census thing, if you live alone or whatever, you would have gotten your census like information already. They give you a code that you go online and you fill it out yourself, and you're required to do this by law, apparently. So if you haven't done it, you should do it because otherwise someone's gonna like come into your door and asking you this information. Eventually, not right now because COVID, but I thought about doing that. But that would be something to do over the summer. Well, Debbie too. I don't know who you are. Like I don't know what your name is. I see your avatar, but I don't actually know what your name is. You would like to share that? That would be cool. You don't have to. I'm just glad that you're here, hanging out. Okay. All my friends. One of these things. We're at this jug so far. This is like our fourth one of these. Little Debbie, 2 cups. You have a share. Little Debbie, 2 cups. Little Debbie, 2 cups. Do you have the chair near you? Can we see that? The chair you made. Am I crazy? Which one? No, I've made like many of them. I don't know. I don't know which chair that you're referring to. Like this or one of the other ones. I have many other ones. We can do a show and tell. I'll have to go grab them, but that would be fine. I'll show you. We can do a show and tell. I'll have to go grab them. We can do a show and tell. I'll have to go grab them, but thinking chair. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll go get it. I love that. I love that. Chair. Oh yeah, for sure. There is. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll go get it. I love that. I love that. This is thinking chair. Here. Doesn't fit in the screen. It's super long. Dude, that is purifier. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I love this. Thank you. Doesn't fit. The picture that he had sent me was like yellow and blue and just like weird floral, like very typical, like what you would think of. The picture that he had sent me was like yellow and blue and just like weird. But you know, I just thought these 70s colors were the vibe. So, but yeah, love it. Thank you. It's really good. I'm gonna show you the others. Hold on. Please wait. I'm gonna show you the others. I'm gonna show you the others. Please wait. Okay, so this is Julie May's sofa. She also does. She also they're all the same size, by the way. But she also has embroidery, so these are her embroidery hoops. Then like remotes. This was like a tissue. I don't know. And she clearly always sits on this side, so like her pillow is like shrunk down a little bit. Love that. That was really neat. And then this one's mine. This is my actual sofa that I sit on for a day. I love these pillows. I got them from Bed Bath and Beyond on like super sale. They're gigantic and gray, and I love them, but they were like really cheap. They're really I'm your number one fan. Yeah, and I've never used black before, so that was cool. And I'm really into these colors. They were super pastel at first, and then when I started adding these other, they didn't really appear as pastel. You know. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love the hype. Thank you, Jane. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love the hype. Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, I love the hype. I also have the map, but I don't think it's gonna fit in here. But I can show you that too, just like for scale. One second. But I don't think it's gonna fit. I also have the map, but I don't think it's gonna fit, just like for scale in here. But I can show you that too, just like for scale. One second. Yeah, there's no way you can see that. Here you go. No close up. Yeah, there's no way you can see that. Yeah, there's no way you can see that. Here you go. No close up. Here you go. No close up. This is pink, so I haven't done that yet, but that's just letting me know where I need to work next. But there's no way it's going to be all the way. And this 30, I think it's 30 by 20. 30 by 30. Yeah, I think it's 30 by 20. It's 30 like this way, and then 20. Yeah, I think it's 30 by 20. It's 30. Yeah, I think it's 30 by 20. It's 30. I just am obsessed of how those roads happened. I think that's pretty. Super cool. Nearly done. Nearly done. Nearly there. Nearly there. I have one more thing I can show you. No. This thing. This thing. Oh, sorry. Okay. There he is. Hello. Dorian says hi. Can you not stand on that? Oh, Dorian. Okay. Here, you can sit here. He does not like being said. Hello. You say hi? Here, put your hand over here. There you are. Good boy. You want to sit there? Is that your seat? Okay. All right, you can go back. can get back on the ground. Dorian. Here you go. Here we go. All right. Oh. Okay. Fine. Fine. Can you also? I want you. Oh, where are you going? Gone. Anything cute? Okay. So I can read like conversation, very short conversations. So I can read with the people who sent me their sofas. Like conversation, very short conversations. Sean, is that you? Little Debbie too. I just couldn't like Sean. Little. Did I call you out? Am I not supposed to do that? I think that's like bad form. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. I know. I think I know. No. Okay. I don't know if this is interesting. I guess we'll find out. Okay. So Shane, I feel like I shared a lot about his sofa on the what is this called below the picture description. But I guess I can just share it. Okay. Where are you? Oh gosh, where is he? Okay. How about this? I can find Quirky Girl with a Needle. So this is Julie May, and that was her purple blue sofa. So she sent me it. She says, I tried to sit on the other side, but it gives me no joy. I'll have to switch soon because I'm not replacing her anytime soon. Asked her where she's from. Julie May from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. She says it's snowing here. That was in March 24th. March 24th. Then she said, when she saw the colors, she said, I was whispering blue and purple. And then I said green out loud once I saw the colors. And then she told me to buy a lottery ticket. I think it's pretty fun. And then she sent me that it was snowing like her. Or whatever. Yeah, you can't do that. Whatever. Made yo. Oh, gradients. Yeah. Wait, so are you on both Lil Debbie and on gradients? Made a new one better name. This is all like half video game stuff. I think Lil Debbie Two Cups is fun. I think it's funny. So are you on both? Yeah, fun. I literally cannot find Shane on here at all. Great. His handle is Fine Art. Found it. Okay, Fine Art and Minerals of Shane. This is Shane. Okay. So he sent me the picture of his sofa. This is where it was like green, blue. There you go. Yellow. Really ugly. Sorry. It was kind of ugly. So those were the colors that I chose. But so he said, hold on. He says, I don't have a sofa, but I have two of these 1940s high back chairs. This one I sit on to think. The other is my dog's. Let's just say it looks a bit different. He even left his toy on mine, so if you want to. Yeah, you really so then I asked him where he's from. He said, Western New York. Thanks. I snagged him from an estate sale from a nunnery. I had, lol. I had to have them. Bonus was was an envelope in each cushion with $300. So cool. The people who lived there and owned it were long past. It was like a gift for not throwing them in the dumpster. Said my dog ripped the matching dust covers. And I was like, wow, you really lucked out. And once in a while, the universe gives us. Thanks for you. Here we go. So he didn't say that he like reached out to the people who owned the nunnery, but they were like, they were dead. Like he tried to give the money back. Is what he told me. And then Sophie's. This is her stuff here. I'm working on currently. Oh, that's why I was thinking these colors. So her, I can't see, but her blanket is like orangey, and if you can kind of see, this is her Instagram. Yeah, you can totally not see this at all. But her Instagram thing up there is like orange, so I was thinking like sunset colors. So she says, I've been working from my couch even though there are perfectly good table and chairs behind it. It's the 9 to 5 away from my bedroom. That's her little story. And I don't know who's I'm going to be doing next. Oh, what's up? Okay. Maybe I should stream making maps sometime. Oh, wow. I don't know what that is. Maybe seeing the photo of it. Maybe I should stream making maps. Yes, you totally should. That chair looks 100% uncomfortable. Hold on. You should totally stream making maps. I found out that you can like hook up, for lack of knowledgeable terms, your like Photoshop to the stream. So like where you're seeing this, like you could have your, but I'm sure you already know this, your Photoshop here. And so we could like literally be seeing like what you were making on Photoshop. I don't know if you use Photoshop, but whatever software that you can do that. So cool. I think this is the coolest thing ever. Terry looks 100% uncomfortable. You know, I wouldn't know, but he says he sits on it. And if he doesn't have a sofa, you know, you take what you can get. You take what you can get. And it's like he basically made money, right? Like he made money by buying them. Oh, okay. You don't. I do, but I don't want people to steal my secret techniques. That's a good point. Okay, continuing on. So more on this. These are the other colors that I have for this. So some dark brown and like a darker reddish maroon. This is really ugly, but those are the colors. So I'm doing the 6th color in the scale as of right now. Yeah, there's like hardly any like form happening, and I'm already on like the 6th color. I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but I never really know how they're going to turn out until I'm done with them. Which is something that I just have to deal with sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't always come out that well. I don't mind. It was fun. I think it's fun. My coupon. If anyone wants to use this coupon, they can do that. So there's the code. I'm not gonna use it. If you really want half off any one regular price item at Joann's, or 25% off your entire purchase. Don't know if you use that. Anyway, from Joann's. I don't need anything. What is the biggest thing you've made? Where is it? Those are kind of fall pastel Halloween kind of so far. Yeah. It is kind of Halloweeny, like pastel Halloween, like fall, like fall color. Okay, the biggest thing that I've made, I'm not done with, is in my studio, but I have another large thing that I'm also not done with, and I can show you that. This is not to say painting, because the largest thing I've painted was like 6 feet by 3 feet or something, but this is a embroidery thing. Yeah, of course. Can't see all the way, but I think this is like, I don't know, 4 feet? 4? Is this 4? No, 3. I feel like this is like 4 feet by like 2 feet. So look at it a little bit close up. It is a sphere. I'm holding it upside down. Here we go. I think the top camera is kind of fisheye, which this is my first time using it. And there's a chair at the bottom, and I just haven't really worked on this in a while. What the plan was, what I was trying to do for this, like where you can see this part, was to do this on the back. So like this would be on the back side, but I didn't really get very far. Yeah, that was what I was trying to do. What is the biggest thing? Where is it? Are those kind of fall pastels? Beautiful colors. Thank you. Oh, it's me, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for being here today. Welcome. And Shane. I love the Bob Ross emojis as well. So, yes. So I have one thing that's larger than this. It's in my studio, and I haven't worked on it since before I started grad school. It's newspaper. It was like moldy newspaper, and it's on my Instagram like ages ago, and I would have to like search for it. Okay. Melissa is another map nerd. She's super rad. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Map nerd. What up? What up? Are you going to NACIS? Are you going to NACIS? Has everyone applied for NACIS? And has anyone heard back from NACIS? Because I have not. I applied, but I haven't heard back. So we're waiting on. Thank you guys for hanging out. I don't know what is going on with NACIS because of COVID. Yeah, I don't know. They opened it even during COVID. So they opened the app, right? They opened the app process. And that was during COVID, I think. And then you apply and you put in your information, and then they just said, like, they'll hear from us soon. And I haven't heard from them. Hi, I'd like to go this year, but yeah, what Sean said. Melissa, where are you from? But yeah, I guess like with the map that I'm working on, it gives me plenty of time to finish it because I'm not done with it yet. So if it happens in October, it's like, but dude, I promise you have to bring a map. People will love it so much. Nat Geo people will freak out over them. Dude, I'm stoked. Like, if I can get that done, if it happens, and if I can get it done, that'd be tight. Okay, Melissa. I'm a graduate student at Humboldt State in California. Sean and I are on the same master's project. Oh, okay, cool. I have a friend in my grad cohort who went to Humboldt for undergrad for jewelry and metals, I believe, which is something completely different than probably what y'all do. But y'all are working on the same project, but you go to different schools. Like, is that what I'm understanding? I don't know why I'm so confused by that. That's really cool. If for some reason not this year, next year, I won't be in grad school next year. This is my last wait. Yeah, I won't be in grad school in October of next year. I'll be done. I'll be done with school. Yeah, I don't know why I'm confused by that, but it has to happen this year, otherwise I can't go. My last year. The year the art department is pretty cool at Humboldt and the building is rad. Well, I am sure it is. He really enjoyed it. And he's now in grad school in Georgia, which is completely on the other side of the world. So I have an interesting story. I don't know if I should tell the story or not. Maybe I shouldn't tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story. No, we're in the same school. Oh, Shane, I didn't know that. Sean, I didn't know that you were at Humboldt. I thought that you were on the south. I don't know. I knew that you were in California. I just didn't know where. Never at the same school. Yo, Catherine, your friendly neighbor here. I would pay top dollar for the Atlanta map. It's absolutely amazing. Maria. My neighbor. You guys, my neighbors are so friendly. Actually, all the neighbors here are so friendly, and I've never lived in an apartment complex where I know so many of my neighbors and speak regularly to many of my neighbors and are friends on social media with so many of my neighbors. It's so fun. I do love it. I have one more year here and then probably moving back. Cool. Yeah, Maria. If I can get it done. I'm sure I'll get it done. Okay, so you can apply as a recent grad. No one will know. Okay, we'll see what happens. Plus, you should still go for like the rest of your life because in Mountain or forever, you can only probably find a job. And you can probably find a job. Yeah, I love the idea that they will pay for you to come, like to give you a grant to come. I like that idea. So I think you have to be a grad student or some type of student for them to do that. But if I'm making money, then I can probably get. Literally, they would all buy art. Yeah. Oh, that would be so cool. If you're not a grad student, you can always put your work in the NACES map. You're like, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I do remember reading about that, Melissa. I do remember reading about that. That would be. Well, fingers crossed that October happens. It happens October. It's October, right? In Minnesota. Minnesota. I don't know. Yeah, I really hope that does happen this year. Fingers crossed. Though it is unlikely because, as far as we know, it's supposed to ramp back up in the fall. Maggie and I are tuned in. Maria and Maggie, thank you. Those are my neighbors. Say hi. My neighbors, so friendly. So, yeah. Cheers. Oh. Yeah, so funny thing that Maggie was telling me. When I got Dorian, so my dog Dorian, if you haven't seen him. When I got him, he had been really, really malnourished, and he was like didn't have a lot of hair, didn't have any hair on his tail, hardly. And like his whole back legs and underside were like hairless. And he was also like 20 pounds less. And so I ran into Maggie the other day. We were outside, and she was like telling me that when she first saw my dog, she was like telling Maria, like, "Oh my God, our neighbor just got this dog. I don't know if there's something wrong with it, but I think, yeah, I know. It's just, I just laughed so hard when she told me that because I know, like, it was really embarrassing, honestly, when I first got him, as like how skinny he was. Like, I didn't want people to think that I had like mistreated this animal. So I was embarrassed to like be, I don't know, I was kind of embarrassed, like, and so whenever anyone would come up and like, um, whenever someone would like come up and try to like pet him or whatever, they would like ask me questions. I'm like, I just got him. I've had him for like 2 months. Okay, like I just got him. And yeah, I just had to make sure everyone knew that he was on the up, not on the down. Like he was gaining weight, not losing it. And yeah, so now his hair is all like nice and shiny, right? His hair is like shiny and he's funky. Not really. He exercises a lot, but he's a much better dog. Yes, she did. She stormed in and said, "Oh my God, our neighbor picked up a dog on the side of the road." Now he's the most perfect dog. Yes, he's so good. Like, yeah, I know. He definitely looks like so. Like, I just like found him in a gutter or something. But no, I literally paid. I literally paid for him. I paid money for him. I didn't know. But honestly, I never had a dog. I had never like my parents did not have dogs when we were growing up, so I never really knew. And I just knew that I wanted him. Like I saw his picture online when I was like searching. I was like, oh, that beagle is just so cute. Like I just need to have him. And so all I saw was his face in the picture. So I went there and I was like, I want this dog. I met him and he had a coat on. And the lady that was like working there was like kind of holding him, so I couldn't really see like much. Like all I saw was his head, like his face, and had his face a little bit. And I was like, I want him. I'm taking him home. And they were all just kind of like, okay, like they had him in. Okay, so like when you go into the shelter, they have like this particular one. They had like big enclosures with like separations of like different kennels. Like they would have like kennels, and I don't know why I keep doing this, but they would have kennels, and you wouldn't be able to see the dogs in the back kennels. When you go in and walk, like you would only see like the front kennel, like where I guess they would keep like their most idealized dog, I guess the one that's like the healthiest. And Dorian was like on the back and inside, like in between two of them. And so he was like in the middle, like completely covered on all sides. And so if I didn't know that Dorian was there, like I would have never have seen him. So like it was almost like they were like they knew that no one was gonna adopt him with the way that he had looked. Um, but I got him. They're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And I had no idea what I was like getting into. I brought him home. He was perfect. He was so good. He was such a good dog when I got him home. He was so excited to be here. He was so good. And then he got attached to me. And then I could not leave. I could not leave for 3 months. I could not leave. Like after 2 weeks of him being so good and like no problems at all, like I would just put him in the room, close the door, and then he would just sit in his bed all day and I'd come home and be like, what's up? And he'd be like, oh, you're here. That's cool. And then literally like 2 weeks later, I could not leave. And I was like, what have I done? I've made this mistake. And I felt so bad. This is when I met my neighbors. This is why I met my neighbors because he would bark and cry. I think for hours. Like I don't know. I don't know how long he would do it for. He would I would hear it. Like I would be gone and I'd come back and I would hear him barking and crying outside of the apartment complex. Outside, outside. And I just felt so bad for my upstairs neighbors. Like I met them and she was like, oh, I can tell that he's barking, but it's just so muted that like it's no big deal. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I need to find out about my other neighbors. And so fortunately, Maria, so friendly, Dorian, she just like right up to me and started talking to him. I think I had him for a couple weeks. this point, maybe a month, I don't know. She's like, I had a beagle in college, I think, is what she was saying. Like, I had a beagle when I was in college, so like I get it. And I was like, can you hear him barking? She's like, I can't, but I think my roommate can. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Literally, I just like couldn't leave for like 3 months, like without him freaking out, and really for many more months after that. But it was really bad. Like I would walk out to the trash, like to take my trash out, and he'd be crying and screaming in like 3 seconds that I was outside. It was so much. It was difficult. But now he's pretty good. Like I can pretty much leave pretty much whenever, and he will either not bark at all or he might bark for like 10 minutes, as far as I know, and then he can calm down. But he also takes anxiety medicine, which I think helps a little bit too. Every day. Some other things that have been really challenging, like he was already potty trained. He was really good at holding his pee and whatever. He was really good at that. I should be working on this. Okay, this is what I should do. He was really good at like holding his like pee and whatever. Like he's never, ever pooped in the house to this day. And I've had him almost a year, so he's never pooped in the house at all. But he has peed a couple of times. So like when I first got him, I would like take him out. I'm like, okay, it's time to go potty. And my sister told me that like I needed to say like let's go potty over and over and over so that he understood like this was like when it was time to go potty. And so I would do that, and so I would do that, and then like I would be out there for like 30, 45 minutes, and he would finally go. Like I was like, okay, what about this spot? No, you don't like it. Okay, what about this spot? No, you don't like it. I would get so frustrated, and I would stay out there until he was ready to go, and it was just like really difficult. And so that was like a long time of like him figuring out like this is the time to go potty, because I would just stay out there for him and I'd be late. Like I'd be late to class, like teaching. I'd be late to my classes. Like I would miss my classes sometimes because I was like so concerned about his like bowel movements. Um, and then finally I was just like, you know what? This is your opportunity to go, and I'm putting you back in your crate, and you can just sit there and hold it for an hour or two or however long you're gonna be gone for. And like he finally figured out like how like what his schedule is after like I don't know 8 months or something. Like you go potty when you go outside in the morning. That's what you do. And I finally figured it out. So it's actually really good. He's even able to be off leash a little bit to go potty and like find the bush that he wants. Like he would make me so annoyed because we would find the perfect bush. We'd been out there for 30 minutes and we'd find the perfect bush. And he would raise his leg and then he'd put it back down and he wouldn't pee. And that would make me so upset. But now I figured it out that I can just like take him off the leash and he can go find his perfect spot and then he like comes right back. So that's great. The only thing we're struggling with right now is that he doesn't eat his breakfast. Um, like he has this weird anxiety, like he knows I'm gonna be leaving or something, because I pretty much will go to bar every like pretty much every morning. Like as soon as I get up, we'll go potty, and then I get ready, and then I go and I'm gonna go work out. So I'm putting him in his crate. So he does his potty business, like no big deal. But then he has this weird anxiety of like I know you're leaving and I can't eat. And like this is the only time he doesn't eat. This dog will literally eat anything. He'll like find pizza crusts like underneath like piles of leaves that have been there from like whenever the last tailgating thing was. Like he'll find anything and eat it. But like he won't eat when he knows that I'm leaving. So that's what we're doing. But everything else is pretty good. He's so cute. He's so good. So good. Such a good boy. And that's the story of Dorian. In September, it will be a year that I've had him. So if this is June, middle of June, it's today, like middle of June, July, August. So like about almost 9 months that I've had him. That's pretty cool. almost 9 months that I've had him. That's pretty cool. Almost 9 months that I've had him. That's pretty cool. But yep. Very sorry, my very kind neighbors who watch Dorian, like dog sit Dorian sometimes. I'm so sorry that he barked so much. I'm so sorry. You guys have been such good sports. It's super appreciate it. So much. I'm so sorry. You guys have been such good sports. You guys have been such good sports. It's super Yes. Okay, I have another story. This is about Dorian. So why I was like kind of stressing. I don't know. It's just weird that I'm talking about my dog. Thank you. She says, no worries, it didn't bother us. Well, I appreciate that. So why I was like stressing, like I can actually take him off leash and he'll go and potty and like actually come back. So I feel like I think Maria and actually you know the story, but um, so I brought him with me to go rock climbing. We took him just like with one other friend. We went to Sand Rock in Alabama. So it's like from Athens, it's an hour to Atlanta, and then 2 hours west to Sand Rock in Alabama. And it was just me and my friend, and Dorian had been there with us before. Like I think he'd gone camping with us. Yeah, he'd gone camping, so he'd been to this area before. And he also the first time we had gone, he I had him in a harness, and then you just like kind of attached the leash like around like a tree or something. But this little guy figured out somehow how to slip out of his harness. Like he got his body like really skinny and just like slipped out of his harness. Like three times he did that. And so fortunately I had another harness where I was able to it's like a backpack thing where he was able to not he wasn't able to slip out of it. So we finally changed his harness and he was fine. So that was the first time we went. Second time that I took him to this location, um, I had the backpack harness on him, and it was just me and my friend. And I was like, I kind of just want to see like what he'll do. Like, I don't want him to like run away, but like, you think he'll be okay? Like, if we just like let him off the harness, like let him off like a little bit, like off the leash, and just let him hang out. Because I just hate that he like hates. I just was so upset that he would cry like while he was like, you know, on the leash, like attached to the tree. He would like cry when I was like climbing the walls, and or yeah, they're walls, I guess, the rock. And he would like cry, and so I was upset by that. And so I was like, well, maybe if he's not like, attached to anything, like maybe he'll just like hang out in the area and like not go too far. So I gave him a treat, and he chewed on that. He stayed in the area, and I was like, this is great. This is perfect. He's not going anywhere. Like he's just hanging out and eating this treat, this little bone. Well, and then he like got some scent, I don't know, some scent. And he like immediately started barking and just like went off to the scent. And I was like, I need to go get him. So my friend was like, all right, let's go get him. Excuse me. I'm not really friends with this person, by the way, but this is kind of why. And he was like, all right, let's go get him. And I was like, thank you. Geez, like this was like a while. Like he had been like gone, and Dorian would like come back and would bark at me, like let me know like there was something that he'd found that was like really exciting. And I was like, all right, well I had to go get my dog. And so we'd follow him, and it was like kind of encouraging Dorian to go further, I guess. I don't know. So he just like kept going, and I was like, I really should just go get him. And then my friend was like, no, it's fine, he'll come back eventually. And I was like, okay, like, all right, okay, okay. And so like we walked back, and it was kind of like bushwhacking. Like there was a very small path that's like kind of on the edge of like there's like mountaintop and then the rock wall and then a tiny little lip where you can like stand and set your stuff, and then it's like just off, and then it's just like the rest of nothing, everything. I don't know. And so we had to go down into that like kind of bush area to like go find Dorian to begin with. And so we had to walk back up that. And so but my friend was like, I just want to go climb. think that's not what he said, but he was basically like, I'm here to climb. Let's go climb. And so the whole time that we were climbing, like I was getting so like concerned because I would hear Dorian like come back and he would bark and I couldn't really see him anymore. And he would come back and he'd be barking and like I wasn't really focusing on what I was trying to climb. Like I really just did not. I just wanted to go get him. I wanted to find him and I was concerned. And my friend was like, "Let's go climb." And he was like, "You want to go to another area?" And I was like, "No, I kind of want to stay right here so he knows to come back right here when he's like ready to come back." And he's like, "He'll come back, don't worry." And so I was concerned. And so I um called the lodge, like whatever the cabin is or whatever. I called them. I was like, "Has anyone reported seeing a dog with a blue backpack?" They were like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." And I would hear him, and I would be yelling for him. I was like, "Dorian, Dorian, Dorian, come back, Dorian, come back!" And like someone was making fun of me because they could hear me screaming for my dog, and I was like, "I'm calling for my dog, like don't make fun of me." And finally, it was like 3 o'clock. Okay, this was like 10 o'clock or something that he like ran off, and then I wasn't able to go get him. And no, it wasn't 3. It was like it was starting. It was I don't know, between 1 and 3 o'clock. Honestly, I don't remember. It was between 1 and 3 o'clock, and then finally my friend was like, "We should go look for your dog." I was like, "Thank you, yes, I want to go look for him now." And so we went down like, the mountaintop, mountainside, little like we went over like for probably over an hour, like in that bush area to get as far down the mountain as we could, and just wherever I would hear him, I could hear him barking still. I didn't know where it was coming from. We'd be screaming for him, and I was like whistling for him for hours, and then we had to walk an hour back up. And then we got there to the area where our stuff was, like where he had gone off. And I asked the people that were there, like if they'd seen a dog with a blue backpack, and they're like, no. And then we just kept looking. We went up and around and back and around, like the whole trail, all the path. And I could still hear him. I could still hear him barking. And then I came back to that area and I was like, "Have you guys seen that dog with a blue backpack?" They're like, "No." But we've been looking for him too. Like they went down and again, like they also went down. Like I guess the lady's son like had gone down and like was calling for Dorian and stuff, looking for him as well. And it was getting dark, and my friend was like, "We should just go. Like we should just go back to Atlanta." And I was like, like I don't want to leave here without my dog." And so I was pretty hungry though, so we did go to Wendy's right there. And on the way, like before we went to Wendy's, I had him like drive around like to the other side, like to where there was like a road in front of where the mountain was. And like I listened for him barking, called for him for barking. Um, like when I couldn't hear him barking though. And we came back to the mountain after eating at Wendy's. And I asked the lady in the lodge like if she had seen a dog with a blue backpack. And she's like, "No, but can you send me a picture? I'll post it on Facebook." So, like, I mean, 400 people had shared this photo of Dorian lost on this mountain. Like, I don't know, tons of people were commenting, like, "I saw this dog. I saw it here. I saw it here." And, like, we would go to the areas that he was seen, and it was like, "Oh my God, this was like 3 hours ago that they said that they'd seen him here." It's like, he wasn't there anymore. It was like pitch black. It had already rained. And then like we were like going 4 miles to another town and like, "Oh, this was 2 hours ago that they said he was here." Like we'd be going 6 miles to the other side of the mountain, like just back and back and forth, like to go to these different destinations where people were spotting this dog with a blue backpack on the side of the road. Like it was amazing, like what Facebook was able to do. Like I wasn't friends with any of these people, but just like I was tagged in the photo that the lady at the lodge posted, and she was friends with so many people in the area that she was able to just like get the word out so much. Like so many people were able to like kind of communicate with me through that. It was amazing. And I got a phone call, and I was getting tons of phone calls, but I got one phone call. "Hey, I found your dog." I was like, "Did you see the Facebook post?" And he's like, "No, but I found your dog. Are you gonna come get him?" I was like, "Yes, I'm on the way. Where are you?" He's like, "I'm 8 miles away from where you are." I'm like, "Oh my God." So for 10 out, like finally found him. Um, it was raining. It was dark. It was like 10 o'clock at night at this point. It was, he was in, Alabama. Like it's not like he was anywhere near his home. He'd never been like That's not true. He had been in Alabama, but he like didn't know the streets in Alabama. Okay, he was picked up in North Carolina. He knew the streets in North Carolina, I guess. I don't know. And so we got him, and he was like soaking wet, and his backpack thing was just like covered in briars, and like it was all ripped up because he just been like going like I don't know what he was doing, and he had ticks, and um all of his like pads, like he had missing pads on like all of his feet because of the blisters, of how bad the blisters were. Because he literally had just been running in circles around the mountain for like 10 hours, or yeah, and however many miles. If it's like 5 miles this way, 8 miles this way, 6 miles, like everywhere that he had been seen were like miles and miles and miles away from where, um, like from where they were the last time. So he just was running around like, oh, we finally found him, and it wasn't even Facebook, but that was pretty, that was he was tired for like 2 days, and then he was like fine. We got him back home. He was like tired. I like wrapped his feet in with like white like gauze or whatever. I bought like sterile gauze so I could like wrap his feet, and I would have to like carry him like up and downstairs for like 2 days, and then he was like completely fine after that. Like that recovery, that recovery is key. Yeah. So that's why I don't let him off the leash. That's a beagle. That's a beagle for you. He just follows his nose. Ears turn off. Just follow their nose. I tell you. I tell you. Yeah. I actually found some ticks on him a couple days ago. I think um, it was we had gone hiking on the Appalachian Trail. I want to say Saturday. I think it was last Saturday. We were on the Appalachian Trail, and I didn't realize what it was. I was like kind of petting him, and it was late, and so I just had put him in his crate, and I was like kind of petting him, and I scratched something. I was like, "Ooh, it's a scab," and I just like scratched it off, and it like bled a little bit, and I was like, "Okay," and then I just like wiped off the scab, and I put some medicine on it. And then a couple of days later, I was like petting him again, and I was like, "Wait, no, no, it's a tick, tick," and it was dead. So I like pulled it off. It was already dead. He takes tick medicine, so he's fine. Um, and I got it all the way out. Like there was no issues with that. And then I turned him over, and there was another tick on his belly. So he had three ticks on him in that hike, like last weekend. And then today we went hiking here in Athens at Cedar Creek Park. This is a fenced park, but it's huge, it's gigantic. The whole thing is fenced all the way around it. It's amazing. But it's really, really big. So I think this trail was like 7 miles. Excuse me. So we did this hike today, and I put him in the car. He was exhausted, loved it. Put him in the car, and I'm like driving away, and I feel something like itching like on my arm, and I'm like trying to scratch it off, and I like look in my nail, and I was like, ah, it's a tick, and so I flung it off, and I was like, I was driving already at this point, so I couldn't do anything about it, and I was like kept looking over in the passenger seat. I was like, I don't, where did it go? I don't know. I'm like trying to get home as fast as I can. And literally, I'm driving around the parking lot to like park in my apartment complex, and I feel something crawling up my stomach. And it's that I'm hoping it was the same tick. And I'm like, I'm like still trying to like drive and like trying to like flick it off. And I got it off, and then it's like crawling up the back of my seat. And I'm just like sitting like this, like trying to drive, like trying to get out. And like I got a napkin and like tried to squish it. Those things are really hard to squish, by the way. Like they're really hard to kill because they're like flat, I guess. I don't know. I don't take tick medicine, so it could bite me and it could potentially flip. So I got it off, and I was really concerned, and I brought Dorian to the bathroom, but he had no ticks on him today. Amazing. No ticks today. Yay. Never knew how like rampant ticks were until I got a dog. I tell you, I've never had a tick on me in my entire life. Ever. Gotten a lot of progress then. So Maria and Maggie, what are you guys doing this weekend? What are y'all up to? For John and Melissa, what are you guys doing this weekend? What you got going on? So Maria and Maggie, what are you guys doing this weekend? What are y'all up to? For John and Melissa, what are you guys doing this weekend? What you got going on? Ooh, Maggie has a date, and I might go to the pool if the weather is. Maggie, is that your boyfriend with the red truck? And Sean, I'm going to the Bay tomorrow for the day. The Bay for the day. Okay. And then Sunday, writing your thesis and crying. No! I have not started my thesis at all. Oh, yeah. Just like use your thesis to like wipe. I'm going to the Bay tomorrow for Melissa. I'll just be working on my thesis. I'm preparing for my proposal next week. Oh my gosh, you too? Are y'all taking summer classes? Or are you on like quarters? So this is like part of the quarter? Is that how that works? Oh, I'm so sorry that you have to work on your thesis in the summer. Just like use your thesis to like wipe stuff. Just like use your thesis. Are you on the same? Are you on the same timeline? I'll just be working on my thesis. Oh my gosh, you too? Are y'all taking summer classes? Or are you on? Like, are y'all gonna finish your master's thesis at the same time? And did you start at the same time? I guess it's what I'm asking. Maria, she said, nope. Those are our across the way neighbors that party too hard. Are you on the same timeline? Oh my god, they party so hard, right? No, but didn't you get out, like, Maggie, didn't you get out of that red pickup truck with a guy with pizza? And I think Mellow Pizza? Is that your boyfriend? He was nice. Or was it just your across the street neighbors? Our across the way neighbors. They do party way too hard. Maggie, didn't you get out of that red? Oh my god, they party so hard, right? No, but didn't you get out? Like, I've never actually talked to them. But I did see Brittany ring their doorbell a couple of times. Oh yes, that truck is his. Or was it just your across the street neighbors? Our across the way. He was nice. That's funny that he also has a red pickup truck, just like our across the way neighbors. Okay. John, yes, we are. We are funded, so we work all summer. We're on a funded project, so it's technically like work. Okay, that's cool. That's cool that you guys have like work all the way through summer. My funding stops at the end of the school year when we don't have funding. Oh yes, that truck is his. Wait, who's Brittany? Brittany is the girl that rings doorbells. That's her name. Brittany Elaine Carter. You wanna know how I know that? Because she stalked me on Facebook and Instagram. And she did. Yeah. Melissa is so lucky she gets to work with me and she gets to have me as a best friend. She gets so much fun time. Oh, I think Maggie told me about this. Okay, yeah, Melissa and John. That's so cool that you guys like get to work together and you're friends. I think that is awesome. Melissa is so lucky she gets to work with me and she gets definitely makes working on a thesis probably better that you have a companion. I don't imagine your theses are the same. I'm sure y'all are working on different things, but it's really cool that you have like someone to commiserate the thesis. But, Ariana, what are you doing? Yeah, that's cool. I have no idea what my thesis is, and I have to start working on it in a couple of months. Technically, it should already be about it, but I don't know. I have no idea. Right. Yeah. Oh, I think Maggie told me about this. Yeah. Her name's Brittany. Yeah. I haven't seen her. My dad actually texts me occasionally, like, "Have you heard from Brittany?" And I was like, "No." So she has someone, um, uh, like a caretaker or something. A lady, she owns, she drives a maroon purplish van thing. If you ever see that in the parking lot, that's Brittany's caretaker. Um, so I don't think she's needed anyone. Like she hasn't rung on any doorbells, recently. So, but funny thing. I was getting new patio furniture, so I was getting rid of like that teal, like Adirondack, plastic Adirondack chair is like $14 or something, and I just did not feel like taking it to the trash can. So I put a sign outside that said free. And of course, I was sitting on the patio and her dad like asked me if he could have it. I was like, yeah, it's free. Like you can have it. He's like, you don't mind? We'll come back and get it in like a couple hours. I'm like, really? It's fine. It's yours. And I just like left it out there. So they now own it. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. Like it's free. You can just take it. I don't own it anymore. I don't want it anymore. It's basically at the trash can. I don't know. It's on her patio now. So I'm glad it got a new home. Better home than being in the trash. I think that's nice. I think that's nice that she rehomed it. Oh, hi. Hello. You want to come up? You want to come up? Up. Oh, hello. Did you know that I was talking about you? Oh, I should have Dorian's social on here too. Dorian also has an Instagram. I run it. So can you get in the shot somewhere? Here you are. It's cat period the dog mom. That's Dorian's Instagram. He posts on it like maybe once or twice a week or something like that. Right? Yeah. That's right. Mm-hmm. Melissa and I are like 80% overlap on our thesis. Same study site, but different kind of factors. Our thesis is much less art focused than my Instagram. Science focused. I really appreciate that the map making that you do can be both like scientific and like research based and also like have visual like and also be aesthetically pleasing. And that's a really interesting intersection. Whereas a lot of times art is not so research, right? Research. It is research because like they say that doing artwork is research, and that's like anyway. But it's not. It's harder for people to understand. I think that are in the scientific world to understand art as research, and so it's really nice that you have that kind of research in like the making of the maps aesthetically pleasing and also portraying information. Like that's really great. That makes sense. Ready? Ready up? Oh, no. Yeah. That's good. All right, thesis specialist. Yeah, thank you. You want to sit with me? You want to sit up here? like I went to a conference in undergrad. Like the grad, what was it? GCERT, Georgia State Undergraduate Research Conference, I think that's what it was. And they had it was like their first or second year doing no, I think it was second year doing art as a research practice in the conference, and they just didn't really they just didn't get it. Like it was they had all the different fields or whatever from the university, like in the conference, and everyone was there presenting posters and things like that, and we were all there with like our art projects. Like I had a painting, my friend had a woodcut. There was a guy who had like a wooden sculpture. It was like a slave ship. It was actually really cool. It was a wooden sculpture of like a slave ship. Like a lot of years ago. And the person who won the art um, category was someone who had done marketing. And because it was like research, it was like it had numbers in it, and because I don't know, it was just so strange. Like it was almost like they just didn't really get like what art was. that um yeah, like we just never had a chance. Like we just never had a chance with like our artworks. You know, no big deal. It's okay. It was nice to have gone. There wasn't for working to have it on my CV now, right? For the resume. Cool. Yeah, we just look at satellites all day and write code right now. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you like code, that's what's up. Do you like writing code? Dude, is that your only conference? I want to say yes. I've gone. No, I have been in like okay, I did some other I did gosh, what is it called? Uh, Another GCERC, but it wasn't GCERC. It was this past year for my research as craft, and I was in it was like a big project. It was cross disciplinary, so it had all fields, anthropology, in this one project that went to this conference. So it was like art exhibition where they paired visual artists with science-based research people, um, and we would come up with an artwork based on their research, as long as it like kind of overlaps. So I was paired with an anthropologist, super cool, archaeologist, super cool lady. Like she was doing really really cool research, and I made work based on our conversations and like how our work overlapped, and they were calling it craft research, so like research as craft. And so the person that presented this project, she had gotten her MFA from UGA, so she was a visual artist, and she was paired with like she and this PhD candidate in anthropology. I'm totally butchering this entire explanation. I'm sorry. She, the two of them, collaborated and developed a project where visual artists and researchers collaborated on work. So they would do like writing about the work, and then we would do like art about the work, like about the process, practice, research, whatever. Um, and that went to a conference. I'm trying to remember the name of this conference, and I just completely escapes me. But I gotta look at my CV. Hmm. I don't know. It was held. Shoot, I can't remember where it was held this year. I'm sorry. I've been to two conferences. That's it. and then Nasus will be the third. If that happens, fingers crossed. And yes, code is fun. Melissa, love it. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Let's call her back. Melissa loves it. Does she though? Melissa, do you like coding? I cannot wrap my head around code. I haven't really tried. My only experience with that is like HTML, like back in the MySpace days of um, like making your MySpace page like have I don't know like songs on it or like a moving background. Like I remember doing that. Like that was really cool. But my boyfriend is working on a nano degree with he works for AT&T, and he's an engineer, and he's doing a nano degree right now, like over the summer, and he absolutely hates it. Like he really enjoys coding. He thinks it's really cool that he'll have like education. Um, but what kind of coding? I have no idea. Literally 80% of what Sean says is sarcasm, but I usually do like it when the code isn't breaking. That's that's really impressive that y'all like. It takes like a completely different like mindset type of person, I guess, to enjoy and to want to learn how to do it. I don't like staring at a computer. It's cool when it works, right? Like it's cool like when you like make all the open carrots and closed carrots and like forward slashes and then actually like make something happen. Like that is the coolest thing. I know that's a drastic oversimplification of what actually happens, but so also speaking of like completely being computer illiterate, does this sound okay? Is it echoing? I don't know. I have no idea what this sounds like. Is the visuals okay? I don't know. I had to like up some of the saturation on this and so that you could actually see what the colors were. But I have no idea. And this I feel like is way too overexposed, but I don't know how to change it. But at least it's lit. Like I mean, I feel like the lighting is good, even though it might be like really overexposed. But okay. Yeah, dude, it is pretty awesome. Melissa is literally calculating solar angles from satellites right now. Sounds like astronomy. That was why I did not take astronomy because of angles, geometry. I didn't like astronomy. Really cool. I love the idea of it. I think that's so neat that you can like figure out like the position of stars and stuff like from just I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I know it because I really don't. Sound is great. Thank you. I'm glad. Okay, cool. Well, we can hear background a bit. Turn it down on my end. What background? Like I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to. I probably can't change it right now. I'll have to. Um. What about now? Can you hear now? Is this doing anything? Can you hear anything? My computer volume's not on. I turned it off. Desktop audio off. Seems better. All right, cool. We'll go with it. We'll roll with it. Roll with it. And camera looks great. Awesome. This is new. So just got that. Camera looks great. Art looks great. Thank you. A plus. Cool. I also think it's really interesting, like about for y'all that um your actual like shoot and lost my train of thought. Your area of interest is not directly related to mapping. Like I I think that's really cool that you've like expanded it to like include mapping. And then there's this whole like map community like now that you're a part of. And I think that's really neat. I mean, I guess it's kind of what we're doing, but I don't really feel like I'm as a part of the map community as I feel like you are. I want to be. I think it's really great. No one's gatekeeping. I think that's so sweet. Like that's the most awesome thing. I feel like so many like areas of study are just like so gatekeepy. Like if you didn't get this in undergrad, then like you can't like even talk about it. And I don't feel like that with the map making, like the cartographic community. It's just like anyone that makes a map is like part of the community, and it like anyone that has an interest in it is just like part of it. And I love that. It's like so cool, and I want to be a part of that. Crazy, maybe. Oh, cool. Check it out. Oh, what up? Oh, this is like weird Inception. Melissa Cullen. I can follow you. Ooh, I like your pictures. Very like cool travel. Where is that? Spain, Barcelona. Very nice. Very nice. Wait, when was that? January, before COVID. This year for NACES, I brought my map of American Samoa, inspired by the research I conducted over the summer with NASA. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I guess y'all both do that though. Y'all both are working with like NASA, right? This is what's the cool. Oh, that's so funny. This is so funny. So weird Inception. You have like your coding stuff and then this weird art. I'm on dark mode too. I can't really show you guys, but you gotta do dark mode on Twitch for sure. Dark mode, 100%. I see you have some notes, but I can't read them. I'm nosy. But, okay. You're right, the map community. So, oh my god, damn it. Yeah. He'll do that. He'll brag on you. You gotta watch it. Super nice. We are environmental science focused, but since we took cartography and other classes, we learned to love maps as a whole. Oh, and I'm just a big fan of branching out. It's all about connecting everything together, art, maps, and science. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't taken a cartography class. I don't know if they are available at my school. That would be cool because then I can meet whatever cartography professor there is, like, and like hang out. I love that idea. I brought it. I brought like my maps to my professors or whatever, my art professors, my major professor, and they were like excited about it, but they were just like, they're like, I get that you're excited about this, but like, maybe not, maybe not. Let's like maybe think about something else. I was like, all right. So it was a small part of my research focus for a little while. I was really into it. Oh, what school do I go to again, Georgia? It's the University of Georgia. Yeah, Bulldogs. if you know people from, I almost just barked. If you know some people from Georgia, they will likely wolf at you 5 times. Woof, 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 woof. It's almost like people from Alabama when they say like roll tide. It's like wolf, 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 wolf. It's the thing. Do you know? Have you ever heard that roll tide? I feel like right? Maybe it's a southern thing. Maybe just people from the south know. Maybe it hasn't like permeated the rest of the United States. I would hope that it hasn't. That would be great. I've gotten like nothing done in this whole time. Yeah, I was really like I'm also super looking forward to going to the conference so that I can meet you guys like in person. That would be so cool. Hang out with other mappers, mappies. Yep. Yeah, so I think I mean you guys will have to let me know. But I'm going to try to stream like many days a week. I mean, I work on this like every day anyway. Might as well just like stream it and hang out. Um, so like I guess I can put a poll or something. But like, what time is convenient? I'm thinking like weekdays in the evenings. Like I think I started at like 7. Like that was a perfect time for me. But I have a friend who streams at like noon every weekday, and that works great for him. So Nathan, share it. He's the one that helped me set everything up. So thank you, Nathan. Again, thank you. I don't know if you're watching or hanging out, but yeah. So like, what is a good time? If it's like if you like want to come back, like I don't know, like if you were to come back, like what time is good? What time's good for you? I think in California right now it is 6. No, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock there. So 7 is like 4. I don't know. I forget like that not everyone is in Eastern Standard Time. So I feel like later is probably better. You should just do what is best for you, and the more often that you do it, the more often people will watch. I'll share it on my Instagram the next time it happens. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, I super appreciate you being here for sure. It means a lot. Social media, man. Connecting people. So weird. So weird. Very cool. Yep, it's 6. Sorry, your number's fast. Well, I'll probably just do it whenever I feel like that. Melissa, how was Barcelona? How was that? What were you there for? Also, can y'all hear the noise of the needle going through the canvas? Like it squeaks. Can you hear that? Um, I have a friend who like absolutely hates this noise. Hates it. Like nails on a chalkboard. Hates it. And I don't really understand it, but he says it sounds like it's almost like he like equated it to like if you have like cotton fabric on dry teeth and like rubbing it against your teeth, and it makes like that squeaking sound. And he says it sounds like that, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it was really pretty. We went just for vacation, but it's one of my favorite cities. Oh, that's so cool. Nice. On holiday. I've never been to Europe at all. Where else have you been that you enjoyed? I guess in Europe or really anywhere. Haha, I'm not able to hear it. Okay, good. I don't know. I don't mind it 'cause I'm used to it, obviously, but it's just funny. I actually started doing embroidery work a couple of years ago when it was like in between undergrad and grad. I was nannying for this family, and I would have to sit in the carpool line for like probably an hour every day because they wanted me to be there first or second in line. So I had to get there extra early. And so when I was like sitting there in the carpool line waiting for them, I'm just like sitting there like wasting time. And I was a painter, like I have my degrees in painting, so I was a painter. And I was like, I really need to do something that I can do in the car and that I don't have to like worry about like drying time or like whatever. I can just like put it away like whenever I'm done. So that was why I decided to start embroidering. And so like just thinking about that noise, like thinking about the noise reminded me of that because I would sit like in the living room with them while they were taking naps in the living room and I'd be like making the in and out noise and they were like, Miss Catherine, I can't nap with the sound of that. Like, going in and out. They were delightful children. So glad I don't work for them anymore. I feel like I kind of yelled. Yeah, does this look like Nicolas Cage? That looks like Trump, actually. Totally did not plan that. That's hilarious. It totally does. Totally looks like Trump, actually. But that's gonna be hopefully Nicolas Cage. That's funny. She says, Melissa says, oh my god, it kind of does. Going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Oh, that's so funny. It's kind of like both of them are. Like both Trump and Nicolas Cage are going to steal the Declaration of Independence. That's some next level. That's next level right there for sure. Um, dos tres, dos tres. I don't know how to say that, but I know we met on Nathan's stream. Welcome, welcome to my stream. So glad you're here. What's what is your actual name, if you don't mind me asking? Sometimes people want to be um, anonymous, so if you want to share that, I would like to know. My name is Catherine. Okay, this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of love Nicolas Cage. Like I like think he's hilarious in a really like unfortunate kind of way. Um, and what's really funny story is that the new Tiger King. So have y'all seen Graham? Hi Graham, nice to meet you. Have y'all seen Tiger King? Hot takeover. I don't know what that is. Is that a reference to Nicolas Cage? I don't know what that is. Have y'all seen Tiger King? This is where I'm going with this. Have you seen Tiger King? Okay. Um, so apparently they're doing a live action like remake of Tiger King. Um, and Nicolas Cage is cast as Joe Exotic. Oh, it's so funny. I just can't get over that. It's so funny. Didn't watch yet. Didn't watch the National Treasure Marathon, or you haven't watched Tiger. Well, it's interesting, and I refused to watch it for a while, and then like my boyfriend was like, "Oh, you need to watch it," and I was like, I'm not interested in that." And then I just like turned it on, and I was hooked. Like it was just I think I watched like half of it, and like the first night I was up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, just like trying to watch much of it as I could. It was insane, insane. It's insane. Literally. Um, Shane, you, Sean, you missed it. We just marathon National Treasure this week, and he's gonna be a great Tiger Daddy. Okay, yeah, for sure, Tiger Daddy. That is so funny. Yeah, you got it. I was trying to see. It looks like okay. In the research that I was doing on like the castings of the Tiger King, like characters, it looks like there's gonna be two separate ones, like two separate productions. Is that the right word? I don't know. Um, and Nicolas Cage obviously is going to be in the better production as Joe Exotic, but there's a lady. I don't know. It's like this the comedian. If y'all have seen Yesterday, have you seen Yesterday? Shoot, I'm like, it's weird that there isn't like this immediate like response. So I'm like, have you seen Yesterday? How about this reference? So Yesterday, the Beatles, like one of those Beatles movies or whatever. Um, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, come back. The lady who is the producer in Yesterday, she's playing Carol Baskin in a different production, not the same one with Nicolas Cage. It's like I can't remember her name. She's a comedian, a female comedian. She has a really specific look. She's blonde, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I just lost my yeah. Anyway, okay. Didn't want to get you off. How do you feel about Carol getting his Tiger Park? I feel like Carol should be in jail. Wait, should we talk about this if Graham is here since he hasn't seen it yet? Because he says I'll probably watch it. I'm anti-animal exploitation, but I hear it's got crime in it. I like the true crime. I like the true crime type docs. It's so funny. Uh, yeah, is I don't know. How would you describe it? Like, what genre is that? Like, just real life craziness? Like, I don't know. Okay, so Carol. Okay, be right back. Spoiler alert. Yeah, spoiler alert for sure. I don't know if we should talk about it. Is it a spoiler? Because I feel like you could probably just like get this information from the news since it's real life, since it actually happened. Like, it's so crazy. Also, just from so many people having seen it, there's been so many like memes and stuff about it that like there's that song. Like, Carol Baskin killed her husband. He's dead now. Hey, feed into the tigers. Now they snacking. Like I love that song. I think it's hilarious. Honestly, find it. I'm gonna look it up. Carol Baskin. I actually was like had that stuck in my head the other day when I was like taking a shower. Isn't that the worst time to get something stuck in your head? You can't look it up. Whack them dead. Now they snacking. This is it, the TikTok song. So funny. Yeah. Okay, that was it. It really wasn't that much. I thought it was like a lot longer than that, but there aren't any other lyrics, I guess. Carol Baskin. I just think it's so funny. Well, he says her name. But anyway, I don't believe that there's anything different. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of a difference between what Carol was doing to the Tigers than what Joe was doing to the Tigers. But I don't think that she should have gone. Like, how did that even happen? How did it even happen? Like, I didn't read the article, but I just saw like on the news that she had gotten his like out his zoo. So like, is she running it the same way? And then also, what happened to the other guy who was apparently who had stolen the zoo from Joe? Like, what happened to that guy? Is he in jail now? Like, why did Carol get it? Um, I need the details. I need another show. I need another show to watch. Yeah, the true crime stuff that was really interesting was like, I'm trying to remember, this was like a while ago that I watched it. Like trying to set up Joe for the murder of Carol, but like no one actually killed Carol. They were just like planning on killing Carol, and like he had paid someone like $3,000 to kill Carol that he had like only met like a couple of times. Like I don't know, just weird stuff like that. And then there's one part of it that's just like very could be triggering for people. So it's like something they don't warn you at all, which I think is absolutely crazy that they don't warn you. Like they don't tell you at all, like to be at all warned. And they show it. Oh, it's so crazy. I don't know. I feel like, and there hasn't been much talk about mental health at all, like in the aftermath of that show. Like I thought there would be a lot more like backlash from them not really doing like a sort of trigger warning for that particular episode for like mental health issues. I guess they didn't need to, even though it's real life. Um, yeah. What is the embroidery? Is abstract. This is a sofa. Um, it is a sofa. Where's my picture? Oh, this is a picture of the sofa. This is Nicolas Cage. This is why I've been talking about Nicolas Cage. This is Trump slash Nicolas Cage. Ooh. So this is kind of just the way that I do embroidery slash like all artwork. Is like these sort of color blocky forms that create volume. I started doing this with painting, um, trying to like kind of emulate stained glass when I was an undergrad, and I wanted to do stained glass, and then my professor was like, "No, I can't do it like this. Sorry, because I have to be able to work here." Yeah, it is much scarier like this. Sorry. Dang it, I can't really work like that. I can try. Um, in undergrad, I was like, "Oh, I do stained glass," because it like matched up with my like research that I was thinking about. I was thinking about like medieval um like the humors. So and I am a Nick Cage fan. I think he's hilarious in an ironic way. We were just talking about this. I think he's so funny. Um in like a oh my god, I feel bad for you kind of way. It's really mean. Yeah, stained glass. And my professor was like, hmm, there's a learning curve on that. So like maybe like just paint so that it looks like stained glass. And I was like, okay. And so I started painting like with these like sort of color block kind of I call them synecdoche, which is an example of a synecdoche would be like calling the entire car just wheels. It's like, hey, you got a new set of wheels, and like that would be a term. Also, there is an artist called Byron Kim who paints portraits, and so it's like a big. So I'm just trying to explain it. Byron, I don't know if this is interesting. I think it's interesting, but come on. Yes. Okay, so he paints these portraits of like people. He calls them portraits. They're synecdoches. So each of these like squares are like different colors of a person. So like this might be a freckle. This might be an eyelid. This is like a bruise. So he picks these different like pinpoints different areas and then paints these different squares and all together they make a portrait. So I'm kind of doing the same thing by just like making this entire, maybe it was a gradient. So like maybe there's a gradient here or somewhere, like maybe this is a gradient, but I'm just choosing like an aggregate color for like that one area. So like I'm deciding that this is like a value of like 8. So like maybe this triangle is 8. Triangle next to it, 4. And that would be like on a value scale, so like 1 through 14, 1 through 9, whatever. And so like 1 being the lightest and 9 being the darkest. So I just like kind of choose where those values are and just kind of simplify them down instead of having 1,000 values, which real life has, just like making those values a lot less. And by making them like blocky, it kind of looks like saying less and it's simplified, like sort of like abstract and sort of like topographic. And really cool to completely like circle back around. Last summer, like about a year ago, I started actually doing a stained glass. So really excited to actually be doing actual stained glass, even though my research is completely different than what it was when I wanted to start doing it. I'm totally not even thinking about like medieval times and the four humors at all. But it's interesting that it's still kind of like, even though I'm not thinking about that at all, it still is something that I'm like visually like interested in. So, yeah, but I think you are right, Graham, that it is clear. Like you can definitely start to see like the edge of the sofa, like how it is, because I haven't really been able to see that yet. Yeah, it's a different view from above, from, like directly over it. So, yeah. So one thing I mentioned, like, I think this is the 6th value in the scale. Here's my picture too. So this was the map that I made, so I knew which values to go where. And then I blew this up. I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream, but I blew this up twice the size about and transferred it to this. So just doing the outlines. And so this map, I reference this so I know like which value to do. So I'm doing the 6th value, which is like this green color. So like anywhere that this green color is would be the value number 6. And so I chose colors that sat on the value scale similarly. So I have 14 values. So of the 14 colors that I have, I found the one that was like in the middle of the pack. I don't know. Yeah. Turned sideways, I thought it might have been a psychedelic van. Oh, like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Interesting. Interesting. You can see that. Oh, wait, no, this way. Yeah, 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 I can see that. I can see it. Yeah, adding those like darker values, like this dark brown and like these darker colors really like makes them just separate so much and just adds so much volume that it's like, well, that's the plan. That's the hopeful plan. Hopefully that happens. We shall see. So, Graham, what did you do today? Did Nathan stream? Did you watch his stream today? Guitar, video games, and work. Fulfilling kind of day right there. Where do you work? I missed Nate. I was gaming. Were you streaming your gaming and the guitar and the work? I was at the gym when he was streaming at noon. I went to the bar at 12. Yep. Wait, you streamed gaming, guitar, and work? Guitar and game. Okay. Where do you work? What do you do for work, I should say? I work at a boys group home. That's really cool. That's awesome. Is that in Atlanta? It sounds like really fulfilling work, actually. It's in Rome. Oh, okay. What does that entail? Are you kind of like a big brother, kind of like friend, or are you more of like a, I don't know, like a manager, like where you like tell them like what their schedules are? Welcome back. What's for dinner? Or are you kind of more of just like a mediator, or I don't know, is it like weird to ask that? Yes, house parent. Okay, cool. But you don't live there, so I mean, I guess you don't live there. Dude, the GIS at U of Georgia seems whack from the website. What is GIS? Jizz? The GIS? I don't know what that is. The G's? Cheesecake Factory. Cool. Just hang out, cook, chores, school stuff. 12-hour shifts, 4-hour shifts. That seems kind of legit. Like, that seems like an awesome job. I bet they like you. Oh, the map department. Got it. The map, the geo, the ge- It's so funny how I did not know what that was. The Geographic Information Science department at UGA seems whack from the website. Oh, I appreciate that you looked at it. Yeah, I haven't checked it out, clearly. Man, do they have any classes available? Maybe that's why. Everyone keeps telling me that I need to take geography classes. Like, that would be cool. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. So maybe that's why they keep like telling me to take geography instead of just. I like it. I worked in restaurants for 20 years before that. Wow, bless you. Oh my God. Nope. Mm. Yeah, restaurants. I don't know. I keep getting distracted because I keep reading, and so I'm trying to like think. I'm thinking about my second answer when I'm still trying to answer the first question. Not it's not really a question, but just like the first topic. Um, Working in restaurants. I did that for a few years, and it's hard. Like it's really hard to do that. It's hard to like. I'm dying. It's hard to not know how much money you're gonna make every single day. It's hard to like hustle for money and then hustle for the money and then not get it and like to just not know. Like sometimes you make great money, awesome money. Sometimes you'll get like $100 tip and like you weren't expecting that. And then sometimes you'll get nothing or change. And you feel like those people are really cool and they say thank you so much, but it's like thank you doesn't pay my bills. And it's just that's hard. And then people are difficult and like, whatever. People are gonna be difficult in any field that you work in. But it's like a different level of difficult with food. People can be so picky about food. But it's like, dude, it's just food. You eat it like all day, every day. Like it's just one meal in your entire life. Like it just doesn't seem like it should be that. I don't know. And then sometimes I think for women it might be more of an issue, but like harassment in kitchens, um, like in the back of house, not like just in the kitchen, but like in the back of the house, like being harassed by managers and like other employees, like um, other employees is difficult to deal with. Um, Experienced all of the above. Um, and then even just like the lifestyle of that, it just wasn't for me. But I mean, if you did it for 20 years, like you were obviously doing something right. Clearly, you were doing something right. Good for you. Yeah, I don't think I was doing it right. I don't know. I'm just one of those people that's just like, I don't like it. And so I just leave. That's just like my thing. But I imagine that working at the group home is probably like so much better. Like you have the same people that you're like hanging out with, and like it sounds like there's not a ton of like expectation for you if you can just like hang out. It's almost like I don't know, it's like being a nanny kind of, right? Like an au pair. You just au pair. It's like it's cool. You just like hang out with them. Like there's not something to do at every minute of the day. Like if you're just hanging out, cooking, it's like stuff that you normally be doing, just like with other people. Um, you do need to take geography classes. I mean, I have 2 semesters left, so I didn't sign up for one this semester. Maybe I will. I'm trying to like limit my deliverables because I have to start working. They didn't seem that cool on the website. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. I know I keep getting told by everyone, like everyone, that I need to like take geography classes. So I'll look into it. I genuinely will look into it. Well, true. I was mainly in the same restaurant, Schroeder's Deli. Quit school now. JK. I was like, wait, what? Like, did you quit school? Or are you telling me to quit school? That's funny. I got 1 year left in my terminal degree. So, no. As much as I wanted to quit, like last year, it was really difficult to stay in it. But yeah. Um, yeah. No, I'm not quitting. It's an investment. That's funny. To like quit in like the 11th hour. Schroeder's Deli. I don't think I've heard of Schroeder's Deli. But if you liked it, teach their own. What classes are you taking? Are they sweet? Hmm. I don't know. What classes am I? And hey, welcome to my stream. So glad you're here. Um, classes I'm taking. I'm taking the I have a directed study with my major professor. Very excited about that. Super easy. Very low expectation for deliverables. Just like have to meet with him a couple of times this semester, and then taking shoot, I don't know. Oh, I have my assistantship class, which is my teaching. So like that's the class that I'm teaching. I'm teaching drawing one, 2 days a week. I believe it's on Tuesday and Thursday from like 6 to 9 p.m. or something like that, which is a super late time frame, which I've never had that time frame before, so I don't know. Interesting. I think it'll be cool. I don't think I'll have a problem with absences or tardies at that time. Like I don't imagine that I will. So that's two classes, and then I have uh I don't know. I don't know what else I signed up for. Social study. I don't know if I signed up for anything else. I think I did. I don't know what. I still need two more art history, so I think I have to sign up for an art history. Maybe just one more art history. I have to take. I don't know. Honestly, wasn't that excited about it. So probably some sort of art criticism, art history class. There was one I wanted to sign. Oh, and then my one of my like committee members, like a professor on my committee, is teaching a what is it? Woodworking. I think it's like a woodworking, so it's like different techniques in wood. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I'm not gonna be able to remember it. He's teaching that, and that would be so cool because I love his classes. They're awesome, but I don't know if I want to have a class with a lot of expectations for deliverables. I kind of just want to work on the artwork and work on my thesis and not have a ton of like times that I have to be certain like I don't want to have a ton of like times that my body has to be in certain places. Like having to go to class like 3 days a week or 4 days, 5 days, like having a ton of classes to go to can be difficult with my dog. So yeah, I want to have a chill semester. Sounds pretty chilled up. Yeah, I think you know I think I had a really chill semester last semester, honestly, and it was awesome. And I want that again. But I also like it's the same thing. Like I want to be able to take those geography classes, and I want to be able to like take classes outside of my like discipline. I think that's so cool that UGA lets you do that. Like you can take a class in any discipline, and like the learning potential is just so high. Like there's just so much to learn, and I just like want to take more classes. But the wise thing to do is to like not really do that. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I was like talking to my major professor about that. Like I had showed him this was like my first semester or second semester. I was like taking um I was like trying to get like an extra certificate about like community involvement, and I was going to do like these extra classes, and I needed to have like a full project for this, almost like a thesis. He was like, hmm, I really appreciate that you're a good student. It was like a very backhanded compliment. He was like, I really like to encourage grad students not to take on so much extra work. And I was like, I see what you're saying. Okay, I can give you some books to read if you want some cool geography, enviro studies, ecofeminism stuff. Legit. Yeah, totally. Send some good reads my way. Some titles. some stuff I'm reading right now. A lot about like I'll go get them actually. They're really interesting. Ooh. Yeah, this is quite a stack of books here. Okay, so the meaning of things. Very excited about that. Domestic symbols and the self. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. It's just like a philosophy book about objects and like being like buying things. Nice. And then this is the same one just from the library. I bought it because I really liked it. Um, House Lust. It's about like real estate and sort of like the American dream of like wanting to own property and like own things and like keeping up with the Joneses, that kind of thing. I haven't read that one yet. Homemakers. I feel like this is about. I haven't read this one yet either. The Forgotten Workers. I don't know if this necessarily hits my. I was kind of going this direction at the end of last semester, and they sort of strayed me away from this. But I don't remember why. I don't remember why I picked up this book actually. Homemakers. That's so funny. It's really. I think I was focusing on the domestic. So that's actually a pretty important part of my like my research practice and my art practice is like the domestic. I mean mostly I mean you can tell like I'm working at the table with like embroidery, which is like traditional like women's work. So um it's really relevant. But I don't know if the necessarily like traditional like women's roles is necessarily something that fits within my practice. And then the last one, sex and real estate. So again, the same thing. So like the desire of like owning like. And then the blue one is House Lust. Catchy title. By Daniel McGinn. America's Obsession with Our Homes. Like, I'm super excited about this one. So that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm reading right now. House Lust. Yeah. Um, I think a lot more people in my cohort are actually probably working on their thesis, and I just like haven't really even thought about it. I don't know. COVID did something weird to me, and so that's why I just really haven't been able to think about anything. That's why I started this project. Where is your copy of Twilight, though? Bro, why are you gonna call me out like that? Not in the stack, okay? It's in a different stack. Right next to Harry Potter. All of my Harry Potter books. I mean, to be honest though, like I feel like that's a guilty pleasure for a lot of people is the Twilight saga. I haven't read them, but I've seen them. I've seen all the movies, and Amanda, I know you do too. I know you like those movies too. Which team are you though? Very important. Ooh, that's a really good question. Ooh, that's a good question. Oh man. Okay, Jacob, and then what's the other one's name? Edward. Okay. Edward. Edward. Doesn't she say it like that? Edward. Um, Jacob is. I think Jacob is like really hot. I don't know. It's hard. He's Team Jacob. I mean, that's probably true. I think that's true. Sean's a twihard, and I'm not even being sarcastic. Team Jacob. Yes, Team Jacob. Hell yeah. We got one for Edward, two for Jacob. Team Jasper, meow. I don't know what that is. That is so funny. Edward. Is that not from that movie? Like, is I thinking about that? Is that not from? Is that from something else? Where she's like, Edward. Totally from that movie. Totally. Jasper is Alice's boy. Oh, that's funny. He's like really serious looking, right? Like, or yeah, he's got curly hair, right? He has curly, like like dirty blonde curly hair. Jasper, friend, boyfriend. Oh, okay. I think it's so funny, like in that first movie where like she walks in and to the cafeteria, I think, or maybe the classroom or something, and like the wind blows her hair, and like you can see her hair blow, and then like Edward is like, oh, or he like is gonna like vomit or something, like because he smells her from like so far away. I just think that's so funny. I don't think I've seen the one where she has baby. I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Alice is so sweet. I like her. I like her. She's just like immediately friendly to her, and I just thought she was like so sweet, and that she can see the future. Like that's really cool. She's like, we're gonna be great friends. Like that's so cute. Sean, Sean, what team are you on? You have not told us. Also, Graham, do you have a team? Do you have a team? Amanda, what are you doing? Oh, I saw that you called, by the way, but I was streaming, so I couldn't answer. You like Edward, more than Jacob. Melissa and I like to argue about it. Oh, that's so funny. Hmm. What is the like Team Edward? Like why? Like why do y'all like him more? I need to know. I want to understand. Also, Amanda, I was hiking with Dorian when I got your texts about the different because he sparkles, that is hilarious. About the different trails. And I honestly have not looked at them yet because I immediately like started doing this when I got home. So I'll look at them now. Okay. Miller Gap to Preacher's Rock Loop. Oh, that looks cool. 4.3. Yeah, that looks really cool. Oh, it's on the wait, not on that. Is that on the Appalachian Trail? I like that it's a loop. I'm down for a loop because then we don't have to like turn around. We can just keep going the whole way. I like that. Yeah, it looks great. Done. Because it's moderate. I like it. Near Sieges, so same kind of area. It's almost 1,000 feet elevation gain. That's gonna be a good workout. Dogs on leash, hiking, running, forest use. Hey, you can run on this. Yeah, let's do that. That looks great. Thanks for finding it. Oh, I already picked one with a better view. Oh, okay. Cool. Whatever. I'm like, that's fine. I'm down for whatever. I like Edward more than Jacob. Melissa and I like to argue about it. He sparkles. She says, exactly. Why? Yeah, like, why does he sparkle? Just so that you can tell the difference? Like, he doesn't burn in the sun, he sparkles in the sun. Like, just so that you can tell the difference between, like, humans and vampires. I figured you would like the loop better. Yeah, I like the loop. You know. I'm not. Oh, you're inviting the nerd, Aaron? Yeah! I'm sort of yelling. I'm excited. Oh, that'd be great. But now we can't talk about him because he'll be there, right? Is he coming? Or have you talked to him tonight? Like, did you talk to him on the phone tonight? I had to ask you these questions now. If he's going to be there tomorrow, I'll be able to ask you. Okay, I gotta go eat dinner. I'll be back in like 45 to an hour if you're still already it up. We'll see. Enjoy your Cheesecake Factory. Might be here, might not. Either way, either way. Catch you later, mate. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. For real. Thanks. Dang. I love conversations about like pop culture, like debates about like which character is better. I love that. If we could talk about Harry Potter, I would have a lot to say about that topic. Could argue any point in Harry Potter. I will argue if you have a differing. I know you said yes. I don't really know what you said yes to. Yes, you talked to him. Yes, he's coming, or yes to both. Yes to all. I will have him meet us there. Okay, sounds good. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet him. Yay. I'm gonna bring extra clothes, like actually extra clothes. Yeah. And I have your water bottle. It was in my backpack, but I have your water bottle, so I'll bring that, and I have your shirt. It's on a hanger drying. Well, sorry, drying. It's been dry. I will bring both of those for you, and I'll just meet you at your mom's um after bar. Okay, how about Britney versus Lady Gaga? Oh man. Okay. Hmm. I have to be honest that I think that Lady Gaga is like a true, like actual artist, like a contemporary, like fine artist. I don't necessarily like her music though. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think there's a couple of songs that are like kind of catchy, but like that new one that just came out that I think like Drew had showed me in the music video. She's like wearing like black leather and she's like sitting on like a fire escape, I think. And I just I cannot sing that song. He like thinks that Drew thinks that I'm like obsessed with Lady Gaga because I like that Star is Born movie. And I'm like, I like the Star is Born movie. I don't like her music. And so anytime she comes out with like a new song or new album, like sends it to me. Like, I don't know. Why do you think I like her? But to be honest, all of Britney's music, I would say, is good. Like, it's poppy, it's catchy. I loved all of her music when I was, you know, in the 90s, like early 2000s. I don't know, whenever she came out. Like, I was like all about that. I definitely wanted her to marry not Aaron Carter, Nick Carter. But then she ended up with Justin Timberlake. Disappointed about that because I liked the Backstreet Boys better than NSYNC. Aren't you an NSYNC person? Don't you like NSYNC better than Backstreet Boys? And I give props to Britney for like coming back to like normalcy after everything that happened. Like I don't know, like with like shaving her head and like all that stuff. Like that was super weird. I like totally give her props for like coming back and like actually like making more music and like being a host on The Voice and like being like really sweet and like normal again. I think that's really cool. Unlike some people, what's Lindsay Lohan has not come back. Amanda Bynes never did not come back. But you know, Brittany did. She came back. That's what I think about that. Backstreet. Oh yes, we should listen to Backstreet Tour in the car. We'll download some. Backstreet's back. All right. And then Aaron Carter, basically, basically Justin Bieber, right? Like the same. What was it? Like he had that one album Aaron Carter did. Um, gosh, what? It's like one of the songs is like I want candy. I want candy. Give me candy. Where you gotta go party, honey? Is that where you gotta? What time is it? And I might actually have to. I'm gonna pull up this jam, this complete box. Game on. Oh, and then he did one. Aaron Carter. He did one. Bring your CDs. Does your car even play CDs? I'll download them. Aaron Carter. He did like that song with Shaq, right? And that's how I meet Shaq. Like that was one of his songs. Aaron. Oh wow, he has a face tattoo. Does he not look exactly just like Justin Bieber? Why does he have a face tattoo? Like actually, that's awful. Hmm. Wow, he really is just like Justin Bieber. That's so funny. All right, this is the Aaron Carter that I remember. Oh, there's that one. I don't know this one. Who has Melanie tattooed across his face All right. Here it is. I want candy. Good boy. Are we gonna listen to that song again? Hilder has been whacked. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Venom, the Tigers, they snack it. What's happening? Carol Bassett. I love that. So good. Carol Bassett. Okay. And that's How I Beat Shaq. You can have that song on here. So young. I had this act like this whole album. I had it on CD. I remember. Oh wait. So young. Oh my god. All right. I think that was like the music video was like a Christmas theme. Look at those frosted tips. Love that. This is embarrassing. Put it in the hoop like this. That's How I Beat Shaq. So good. Yeah, I listened to that whole album. Okay. I don't know what year that was. Don't really want to know. Oh, Facebook memories. Look, 7 years ago. So pretty. Panda. There's Panda right there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. Facebook memories. Put it in the hoop like slam, slam. Wow. Who is Justin? He's like, hey Justin, I can't come out tonight. I'm going to see this girl. What Justin? Do we think that's like Justin Timberlake? Or just like other Justin? Just someone else named Justin. Put it in the hoop like slam, slam. I liked Hanson. It can't get any more embarrassing than that. I don't think that's embarrassing at all, actually. I think Hanson is the bomb. That was what we would say back in the day. The bomb. I also love Hanson. What are some good Hanson jams? I mean, I think it's embarrassing to like Aaron Carter, but like Hanson, that was cool. Didn't they do a reunion? Is that too generic? All right, can we move this along? Oh my god, just like immediate nostalgia. Oh wow, so many memories. I genuinely think that's good. Like still. Yeah. Okay, I'll turn it off. It's Melissa. I'm gonna log off too for dinner, but it was great to talk to you. Looking forward to the next stream. Yay! So good to meet you. Thanks for coming too. I super appreciate it. I will see you in the next stream. Enjoy your dinner. Bop. Bop. Yeah, so far this stream has been like super successful. Thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out on Friday with me at my house while I'm by myself. I just thought about it like that. It's fine. We're in a pandemic. Nothing's open. Yeah, I'm gonna go get another beer though. It's been almost 3 hours. I think we should go Yeah, Amanda, I still have this beer from when we went to the beach. It's like those same two left. Same two that I had left from Panama. I still have them, and now finally drinking them. They're dry roast beer. Local beer. It's Athens. Where we're at. Woof 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 woof. Okay, this is going so slow. Okay. I'm actually really enjoying streaming. Super fun. Okay, bye, Amanda. I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to you in the morning. And I actually do take my dog to a potty, staring at me as usual. If you want to see my dog, he posts photos a couple times a week, maybe like once a week, maybe a couple times a week on his own Instagram. It is, let's see, I manage it for him because he doesn't know that much about social media. If you want to see it. It's cat and dog mom. The dog mom, I think. I think that's what it is. On Instagram. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I guess I could look. I think they're pretty funny. Sometimes he like catches like treats in his mouth. It's really cute. Sometimes I just film him staring at me for like minutes on end. Not so cute. He does that. He has this thing where he just like stares. Yeah, cat period the dog mom. That is what it is. This is our story from today. This is him staring. Yep. This is today too. It's ready. Oh, it froze. There you go. Oh, so we had neat. That was our first time going to a dog park since COVID. So but we were the only ones there, but he was really excited. Hmm, sorry about that. That's actually really thoughtful. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Sean's gone, Amanda's gone, Melissa's gone. That's who I was talking to. Okay. Let's see what else. What are stories can I think about right now? I don't know what let's see. What's new? I guess I can talk more about this project. So, um, the proposal that I applied for, it was a fellowship grant. It was like a micro fellowship grant through um, a facility called the Wilson Center. It's like the Wilson Center for Arts and Humanities, and they are a partner of UGA, University of Georgia, where I attended grad school. They put out a call for proposals for grants. So they wanted to know like what your project was, and like they were gonna like approve it and give you some money for it. Um, the project that I proposed was so it was anything that had to do with it was like at the beginning of COVID. So it's anything that had to do with like sheltering in place. So they wanted your projects to be solo, so it was something that you were doing by yourself, and it needed to be in your home. And so it could have been a poem or um, photography. I don't know. I can't remember what the other options were. So I proposed to make sofas, and I started thinking about it, and it was actually because of this proposal that I put out the call on my Instagram for sofa photos, and um, so I got a ton back. Like I got a bunch of them back, and it was just like I was sitting on my couch. I was making, kind of just remaking a sofa that I've already made in the past, just to do something mindlessly. Because literally, after after my review, so okay, back up. So after my review, so every semester, even more. So every semester, in graduate school, you have to do a continuance review, a candidacy review, and then you have to defend your thesis. So each year, you have to like essentially apply to go into to be be eligible for your next year. So candidacy is your first year. Second year is continuance. Then candidacy. Oh, bye, Graham. Gotta pass out. Keep up the cool work. See you next time. I will see you next time. I know. Good night. Thanks for coming to hang out. Okay, so candidacy. And that basically means that if you've passed your continuance and your candidacy, you basically are an MFA candidate. So you're not really an MFA candidate when you like start grad school. Like you're not really gonna have an MFA until you've passed all these things. It's pretty intense and there's a lot of pressure. So that was like the entire year had like kind of built up to the candidacy review that I was doing. So like all the work that I was doing was like gonna be for this review that I had to like meet with my committee, which is like four. It's four now, four professors, and they're all people who I like to work with and I can relate to. They're like good minds at the school, and did the candidacy, passed it, was great. I was like, sweet, like I know exactly where I'm at. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how I'm gonna sort of start thinking about my thesis. Like I knew, right? Like I was like, yeah, we got this. And then spring break happened, and then they told us not to come back from spring break because of COVID. So they were like, okay, don't come back after spring break. Like, just like do not come back to Athens because so many people were traveling. Athens is the only thing here really is like the school. So like majority of the people who live here are students like during the year. So a lot of them leave. Like they go to like their homes, they go vacation, whatever. Like they were traveling. Like most people were traveling, and so they just asked everyone not to come back after spring break. They just asked everyone to stay home for 2 weeks, and we had no instruction for those 2 weeks. So it was spring break and then 2 more weeks. It was 3 weeks. I think spring break was the first week of March. I don't know. So basically, Athens closed a lot earlier than the rest of Georgia did. Like Athens had already put in a stay-at-home order well before Atlanta had even put one in. So we were already kind of like sheltering. And um, I couldn't think about anything else but like, what the hell is COVID? What is this? Like, I needed to watch every news art, like every news channel, every news article, every anything that I could possibly like digest about COVID. I was like watching it and reading it every single night. The hours long press conferences from Trump were like, I was just trying to like to get as much information as possible. Every day was changing. That was all I was doing. It was just like that was it. I was watching the news every day, all day. So I couldn't think about anything else. I couldn't think about my artwork. There was nothing else I could think about. And for a while, I was doing nothing but watching that. And so I was like, okay, I just need to do something with my hands. So I was working on like remaking a project that I'd already made before. So I didn't have to think about it because it had already been prepared. So I was making that, and it occurred to me that I was sitting on my sofa and like making this artwork that I was making a sofa. Like I was sitting on my sofa making a sofa, and I was like, oh yeah, and it like clicked. So I was like, you know what? This is what I can do for my proposal. So I put that call for sofa photos on my Instagram. And I got a lot back because I was just thinking about the relationship that I was having, with my sofa, and I wondered what other people were doing, like how other people were living on theirs. And it was definitely a lot more lived in. Like the sofa was a lot more lived in than it was previously. Because I just wasn't leaving the house. Like no one was, right? Like we were being asked to sit on our sofas. Like there was that whole like campaign of like your grandparents were being asked to go to war, like you can sit on your couch. Like it was like a campaign about that. So there was like a lot of rhetoric around sofas during this time. Um, and so I knew what mine looked like. It was covered in blankets. Like I'd been sitting on my couch so long that like the pillows that I put there like weeks ago or whatever, like had these depressions in them that were just like perfect, like perfect exactly where my body was. I was like, yes, this is exactly how I want to sit. Like it was like, it was like my body had made this impression. And I thought that was just really interesting. So the call out, I got a lot back. I was curious. Oh, cat the dog mom? No, cat the dog mom. Mom. I don't know why I just saw Yeah, and so I thought it was super cool. I was getting sofas like with little blurbs from people like from all over the world, like Paris, Canada, Argentina, Colorado, Pennsylvania, New York, Georgia. Like I was getting them from everywhere. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. It's like universal. Everyone's experiencing it. Everyone's having to stay at home. If you can, if you had a home to stay, if you had a sofa to sit on. Like social media, people that use social media generally have more privilege than people who don't use social media. So, anyway, yeah. So that was what I presented to the my proposal. I was like, I'm gonna spend time on these people's sofas by embroidering them. And something that I do think about quite often is I don't know, the lines that are created on the back sides of each of these projects. So this is where the mapping came from because they look like crossroads, like intersections and stuff. Um, like the dotted lines, like can be like maybe a pedestrian line or maybe it's a railroad. Like they kind of look like streets in that way, and they look like not necessarily the grid system of roads. It's more of like the pedestrian crossing of like going behind a building, or I know the better, like the shortcut to get to point A to point B by going down the stairwell through the building to get out to the other side. So it's more of a pedestrian map. And when I think about just in terms of the sofa, so like previously, like doing the larger maps, they have more of the they have this in the back, but it's more of a direct connection to pedestrian maps. This was more of like experiences of being on the couch. So all of the time spent being on the couch, sitting on the couch, all the actions that you're taking, these are like representations, like representative of like all that time, like cutting of all of like the cutting of threads and tying threads and going under and over and back and forth and in and out, like all of this like equates to that time spent on the sofa. In the same way, I'm spending a tremendous amount of time with their sofas. And so just like by putting my effort into them, it just creates value and meaning for the sofa in the rendering. So yeah, and I proposed that I was going to do 10 of them, and I've done 4. So well, this will be the 4th one. So we'll see if I can do 10. But I really like the idea of having them like all kind of hung up like in a gallery with the 6 feet apart. So and like being able to see the front and the back. So like being able to walk around them. I think that's the ideal. But we'll see how many I can get done. And I really enjoy this project, and I'm stoked that I got the fellowship for it. So that's what this is. So it's the sheltering, the Wilson Center for Arts and Humanities Sheltering Project Fellowship, Shelter Projects Fellowship Grants, micro grants through Flagpole and UGA. I can't remember what the whole thing is, but Flagpole magazine is the local magazine to Athens, arts and culture magazine to Athens, and I guess they also put some funding up for the grants. So it's really cool. I think 34 people were selected around Athens, and only 2 of them were MFA. So like me and one other, Kim Truesdale, she just graduated, received a grant. So yeah, this keep working. Take a sip of beer. Yeah, yeah. I know there's a couple people still on, but I think I might be going here. I need to take my dog out. It's like almost 10:30, so I'm so potty, and he needs to go to bed. So I think I might take off. Thank you for being here today, tonight. I'm definitely going to be doing this again. I'm super thrilled with how successful this was just like in my first go around. I don't think the internet crashed. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to be here weekdays around 7 Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know what time that is where you are. So just, I guess, follow if you want to hang out again. I will try to get more of this done between now and Monday. So that will probably be on. So thank you. Thanks for hanging out. See you later.